Hi. Welcome to this yet another episode of How We Met Show here at Church of Uganda Family TV. And of course, my beautiful name is Clare Bwenje, your world's favorite host. How are you feeling on such a beautiful Sunday? Hope you enjoyed your Sunday service for those that went to church. And if you stayed at home next time, better. Thank you very, very much for loving this show, and thank you for loving me, your world's favorite host. As usual, we bring a beautiful story of the Kavumas, Catherine and Patrick. They are here to tell us their story of how and when they met. Don't forget that this show is in partnership with Life Ministry Uganda. You can always check them out on their website or social media platforms. They will be happy and glad to connect with you. Why don't you allow me bring this great couple on board? They are already shining. I like what Kathy is putting on. She's glowing in a red. Hope it's the season's color. Anyways, join me, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome this great couple on board. Hi, the Kavumas.
Hello.
Happy to have you on the show. You look so great. Is it the season or something?
Oh, this is our weakness.
I like that. Kathy, you're so quick. Please say hello to the viewers and then we start the show.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Okay. Good afternoon, viewers. Good afternoon, friends. My name is Catherine Allen Kavuma, and this is my husband. He will introduce himself.
Yes, hello everyone. This is Patrick Kavuma. Very excited to be here. We always watch Clare doing these things and wonder
where does she get this energy from?
Where does she get the energy? What is it all about? Today we are captured. We have no way out.
Right here in the How We Met corner. Yes. You're welcome. Wow, Kavuma's Mwedirachi. You know, I'm trying to learn these things now.
Yeah, Twedilechika Engo.
Engo.
The leopard.
The leopard. Oh.
Yeah.
So when you meet a leopard, what happens?
When you meet a leopard, you have to run away from it.
So for you, you don't go to national park, what? No outings, because you're going to see a leopard at some point.
I know, but leopard is fierce.
It's
a fierce animal.
That's what you're saying.
So, yes.
Kathy, we did a leopard right now.
By marriage.
Osmosis.
By osmosis. I just like that. The life is interesting.
Yeah.
So before what? Okay, you still Kwedila the same thing. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yours, not for
mine.
I know.
Mine is in the sheep, Ndiga.
In Ndiga.
Yeah.
Wow! No, don't scare me, because you know Ndiga is
It's good meat. But
Nice, yeah.
it's okay, but it's my totem.
Oh, okay. Happy to have you on the show. It's really
you.
exciting.
Thank you.
So are you ready and excited to share with the public your story of how and when you guys met?
Let's see how it
Yes.
goes.
We are all ears.
Yeah.
Please take the floor and share
Wow.
your story.
Mm.
Ladies, first again now or gents?
The coin was flipped.
The coin has changed to
Okay, let it flip.
gentleman.
Okay.
Yes,
Ladies first.
What I remember is I first sighted my wife now at a crusade. We went with a team of missioners from All Saints Cathedral as part of the mission choir. So we took a mission to St. Stephen's Kisugu, Church of Uganda, sides of Namuwongo. It's bordering Chibuli, Muyenga, and Namuwongo on the other side. So we went for a crusade, and that's where we first met.
So Kathy's church was Kisugu.
Kisugu.
Oh, you were in choir.
As in choir,
Oh,
but
yeah.
even the children's church.
Oh, wow.
We happen to be both ministers in children's church in the choir.
Wow, see the connection, eh? It's so real.
You
Wow.
see how I'd forgot the two connections.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she mentioned that we had a time, honestly, I don't even remember, but she told me that we had a time of Bible study along the way in the crusade, and she loved what I was saying to the group. Now, maybe these things I had no idea.
You were just speaking from your heart.
I was just speaking
what?
from my heart.
Yeah.
As a young person, very zealous for God, and I'm just happy to do His work then. Maybe also have something to do for back, because I'm next back. So that's it, and that's where we first met. I also recall that we took a walk just after the crusade. We were going home, and this time around,
The two of you, or?
no. Now, when the mission was done, as a group, we were dispersed off to go. But now I figured, this is Muyenga, this is near, because I was living in Najana Kumbi. So, but some people tagged along, and she was part of that group of young people. I don't know whether you've seen young people after crusade. They're happy to meet the people that have come. And so she tagged along, and we went the first day, and she was with a group of people. But for some reason, the two of us talked a bit. It was light talk. Hey, how are you? What's happening? One of the things she mentions to me in our discussion is, I'm taking care of my uncle, she's not feeling well. I'm thinking, okay, care at her age. She's looking young and all. Hey, at your age, you're taking care of a big man who has been sick. Oh, that captured me. I don't know whether she needs to pick from there.
Yeah. You know, there was already curfew at home, and before you left home, if you're going to church for choir practice, you wrote down what time you're able to come back. So I get this young man at church who was like, I'm like, yes. As in, why are you saying this? You're just a friend.
I know,
You know,
it's strange.
Why are you saying this whole
Yeah.
thing? You're even opening your life to me. Like, but you should come around and we move around. I want you to meet my friends. Funny enough, the friends he took me to, I thought
Were
were
your
youngsters.
Oh.
No, old people. some group in Namirembe,
Yeah.
Namirembe Fellowship,
Yeah.
where they actually, it was a cell for elderly. Where
Bishop
Bishop
Bwenje.
Hey, Jesus!
Sorry,
You wanted to be a bishop or what? You're being mentored into.
That was myself.
Kind of, he had introduced me already. Those ladies knew me. They welcomed me as a child in that cell.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
That's stupid.
Up to test me.
yeah, so
Ladies,
I enter
interesting.
cell, and then he says, "Now this is my passionate friend. This is this one." I was like, "But what brings you of all cells in Uganda? What brings you to the cell of the elderly?"
The Bishop Chiveji.
Oh, and they are
Bwenje had passed on, so these are children.
These are children.
Charity, the
Anti-charity,
sisters.
all those.
Sisters.
So we met there. So I knew whenever I'm around, we're going to go for a sale. And I said, "What attracted you here?" Nama, you know, being at campus, you know that you're going to grab some snacks from this place. After like you're going to have to carry some snacks back to the hostel, and man, life flows like that. As in,
No wonder she's now into catering.
and so much wondering
catering.
how. Yeah, that's how our story started and began. So I went back to work. I was working in Kasese, so that we started to be strong as friends once again, because we're now sharing so many things in common. I remember while in Kasese, I told him of the radio program I was talking about. It was about the teenagers. He said, "Hey, I would love to come and see what you do in church. Like, hey, every hour at 2, I got the radio." He said, "Hey, I should come and tag along." So they tagged along with, I said, don't come alone.
Yeah.
You come with
Unity.
friends. So they came with friends, Mr. and Mrs. Bwenje. And from there, I think...
Already Mr.
Okay.
and Mrs.
Yeah. Those guys accompanied me. They were part of
Yes.
children's
So we
ministry
met
where
you
I used to part-time.
because I
used
was
to do
staying in a
part-time
house
work.
where there was a big sitting room, which said, as the girl said, the men should sleep in a sitting room. So
Although I know
like,
mosquitoes.
we're trying to guard
That's a good
ourselves
house.
of how do you go back home and tell
Yeah,
your
I
parents
know.
are pregnant. So he tried to introduce me to big families. Somehow, so started to introduce him my side. I was like, this guy should be heading somewhere. So I introduced him to the Seroma's family. So happened that the Seroma's family were his relatives.
Yes, my
And yet they're my
Yeah.
mentors. So I was like, hey, we're in the things. I like what we are seeing.
Things are already
So
sealing
in a
themselves.
few, he says, Kathy, aren't you to meet my great couple friend? And this is Mr. and Mrs. Kimanzi.
Oh.
And then I
Okay.
told him, you know what, the people are taking
the
me
team.
to, Carol is my sister.
Mm.
So it
Everywhere I
happened,
school.
wherever I was going, at least I
Yeah.
knew someone. It's like, how come?
Mm.
But then Carol, for me, when I remember we slept at Carol's home
Yeah.
for a mentorship. They were
Right.
really preaching to us into marriage. But then we had a night there, but me, I was like, our sister's home. But then she also now realized, hey, now you are growing up, you have grown. In fact, when we went to my home, already Carol knew where we had reached. He knew we are ready. But family never believed that we are ready. It took them some
Like,
time.
why did they believe that you were?
He
actually-
was 1 year to finish campus.
Oh.
And then I just finished school. I'm also starting to get grounded in work. And it's like, where are you going to get money? But because we're ministers, where once actually you came to Chisugu sometime and we were serving, and you remember when one of our flag girls mentioned, are you people friends? And they're like, yes, we are friends. Are you friends? Really
Oh,
friends?
I
They're
know.
like, yes, friends we are. No,
Oh, you're
are
like
you daddy
daddy
and
and
mommy?
mommy?
I saw that coming, guys. The girl is called Amelia. She's now a teenager.
Yeah,
Oh.
she is.
She mentioned,
She should
I
be
said,
grade-
yes, we are
grade 11
friends.
now.
But I see you people wear a white dress and all those things, move to church. So I told her we shall pray about it.
It's interesting.
Oh,
Yes.
are you for real?
Yes.
She was seeing that.
Very
She
little at
was,
2
yes.
years old.
She was.
2 years.
2 years. So we made her to be on the entourage because she foresaw what we're not seriously figuring out would ever happen. Because whenever we went home to introduce ourselves, Mommy, we are now getting married. People never believed. Like, you guys
I
are
thought you were
young.
still young.
In our circles, we were the first to kind of get married.
Each of
We
us.
said we went in marriage.
My class
Yeah.
was the first. Second year in primary, it's on record. As the first
People are
guy to
like,
get
Kavuma,
married.
big
Kavuma, it is happening.
Yeah.
I remember they put me
You
on
was
a
tired
page.
of Chikomando.
Put me on one of the class pages, and I was telling them I'm getting married. They're
They
like, you
never-
guy, this is foreign. How do you think about marriage now?
I'm telling you.
We're just settling.
We are looking
guys
for
were just
career
settling
words.
in, yes,
Yes.
to work. And I told them, no, I think my mindset is different. I think I want to make vows. I want to start family. I think that's my commitment.
Now, let's first go off for a break
Yeah.
and take a look at your memory lane, and then you will actually share with us why you felt like you were so ready. But before we do that, actually, where did you do your church service from?
St.
Okay, so
Stephen's,
we had a
Chisugu.
church service at St. Stephen's, Chisugu.
Oh, St. Stephen's,
Yes.
Chisugu.
Yes.
Just briefly share with us the highlights from that. Briefly,
The
from
day
the church
itself
service.
or
The
the-
church service.
Or the church
Oh,
service.
What I remember with the church service, the bishop mentioned something. Let's pray for them that as they get married, they will get twins. And that has worked even when my children watch the video. They keep saying, where are the twins?
Oh, sweetheart. They really want the twins.
Yeah.
Highlights from you, Patrick.
Now for me, that church service, I'm always reminded of the vows.
Yeah.
I remember the bishop mentioning that if things get tight in your marriage, if you feel like you want to redo this, invite all of us so that we witness again.
Oh,
Now
no.
I'm always thinking about it and daily doing my best at my marriage. I always want to put in more because I'm thinking, I don't want to
You invite everyone and then
I think, now who do we invite? So maybe a pastor, because even the reverend that was a part of the team pastor, and I'm thinking, you can't now invite people back. So I am trying to do whatever I can, God being my help, to see that our vows grow and we continue to blossom.
I understand. Wow. Dear viewer, please let's take a look at the chat service of the campus. Well, dear viewer, I hope you enjoyed that. We are still with the Kavumas and the house is right here on fire. This is so exciting. This is so beautiful. I just love the way you tell your story. It's coming deep down from your heart. I really love that. But before we went off, I had promised to ask a question of why did you feel like you were so ready? Others are looking for jobs in URA, by the way, you're saying they are pursuing.
Pursuing this guy.
I'm looking for Kathy in this.
I know. This I think for me as a young person growing up, maybe a message even to many of them that are watching us is that you have picked on values, Christian values, that you don't want to let go of. You don't want to let go of. I had promised myself, once I land a girl, I will be able to pursue them till marriage. I'm not going to be the kind that has the allowance of, like you hear them, it's okay, let me try and see what happens. I was not ready for a trial test. I was ready to pursue them and to marriage. And now when I met then my girlfriend, and in our discussion, thinking, I would love that if possible, we have ourselves make these vows early and settle. And then for me, that struck me. I know along the way then, I was also going to pursue a degree in theology. It was somewhere in the pipeline. And so I was thinking, you're going to become a reverend or a pastor, and
no
man,
wonder.
here you are.
That she was in that home sale. It was somewhere.
And I'd love the word. I'd love doing God's work. It's clear that where I work, my family everywhere, pastor, I don't know, Musumba, and it's such a joy for me sometimes to think, but also a challenge, because now you have to live in the light. And for me, definitely in the fellowships, I've been as like I mentioned to you, Clare, earlier, that I was at All Saints, the youth camp. I've been a leader, I've been a papa. So the last you want to hear is that the guy didn't represent us well. So for me, I think I kept holding that Christ kind of example among my peers, and I loved to really pursue that. If this happens, because definitely I had many of the young people enter this area and struggle, and I'm thinking, no, I will not be the one counted on in the area of struggle sexually, and I'm glad that we made that decision and went ahead to the vows and marriage.
I mean, Papa and Mama. No, we're going to write that on the notes board. Pin it there. But anyways, that was so beautiful. And I love this, that you guys really were keeping a Christian line and you're trying by all means to keep yourselves holy. How easy was that, or how hard was that?
It wasn't so easy for us. But it was easy by God's grace. I remember when we were trying to introduce this whole thing to our parents, they actually saw young people, to our parents who are young. Even when you're very old, you're still young. And we also, there was a tribal thing, because I'm a Mugishu, is a Muganda. Sad to say, but Mugishu eat people. But now as we had purposed, it is you to come up and say, I want this, and that is it. So we said, and my parents kept asking, so where are you going to get the money? I'm like, God has our money. And then they would pester us so much. Like, you don't have money. For them, most people in the world believe if you don't have money, you can't get married. So I told my boyfriend then, I told him, you know what, but we need to start now saving. He was serving with All Saints then in Children's Church. Then I said, you know what, whatever we get every month, we pay for one thing. So we slowly, every month, we started actually our wedding preparations like 2 years before the real day.
Yeah, sure.
So we started to save. Paid for rings. He paid for rings. But yeah, they stole us some time because we had paid for rings and it didn't come to pass. But then we paid for rings again. Then we went, looked at how many people shall we invite in our means. We also listed them down. Then at everything we started to prepare in case our parents still have that belief we are young. We have to marry. Then we went and paid for. God gave us a good tailor. She made his suits and my gown and all those things. It's like
and a young girl at
that.
Starting out.
I never trusted her, but later I trusted her. But you know, she made us, and we paid for all those things and said, even though food doesn't come through, we are going to that pulpit. We didn't care what would not happen and what. We said we can walk there and they put the ring for as long as we go pure. And that is what we're chasing.
Oh,
yeah.
That's really, really so adorable and so cute. But did you, when you entered into the marriage, did you ever feel like actually we were still young, we still needed time, you know? Or you felt like you were so ready for this?
That's in the first year maybe. It was hot.
It
was hot, but we thank God that we belong to so many groups.
Fellowships.
That fellowships that stood by us and supported us fully. I remember when Chanja,
we actually were in our total cell.
Can't
imagine now.
And for them, they felt led to really give us food for.
They gave us a starter.
A starter which was really big. It's good, but it's good in marriage for you to belong to another group that is of marriage, because they have gone somehow through what you're going through. They will foresee what you're going through and they will stand by you, so that you don't say, Bambi, let me divorce in the first year.
I'm telling you.
This is bad. I can't.
It is very important, but it's good to have someone by your side to withstand, because our first year was testing. I had to leave my workplace. Then he also lost his job.
I lost my job.
So we started there and there. But then we said, we are ministers. But sometimes we'll go to church to sing. Like we'll sing for all services.
We use
at
a
all
bit of the gifts we have
to earn money, to buy food at home.
I think that was.
So remember a place in Rakai where they are saying, here they eat people, but for some reason I told my wife, we know where we're going, they've already alerted me. But we will go and let them know about Jesus. And indeed we did. It was a powerful ministry there, children giving their lives to Christ. So it's been threads here and there of ministry for us that we've been in. And no wonder even for where we work, now that we work, because I work with a Christian school, as if you were international academy. And I think for us then, God made it very clear that we will not look out for the jobs that are just so known for career work. It was very clear that for us it has to be a ministry-centered kind of space. And we are happy for what we do today and what we see our children become. We have lots of them that look up to us in ministry because of what we've done. And I keep telling my wife, isn't that now God? Because now when you see them, also we have many that now are getting married and are also birthing children. And we look back and we're like, oh, now if I had not spoken to that one, then where would they be? And for me, that has kept encouraging me. I am grateful that we started that way. We started that in a good foundation.
God was grooming you and nurturing you well.
Yeah, and definitely like I was mentioning, younger people, okay, maybe classmates I went to school with would tell you, no, come, we have opportunities this side. bigger jobs. Yeah, Patrick, you need to get good money. You're not getting good money. And somehow, we even tried out in a way to get some of those opportunities. But we're thinking these are futile. They are not the kind that God has desired us to be. She knows how we tried out, and I would still not be happy. I remember even I actually worked for Stanbic Bank. She knows that I was getting good money. And there were promises in lots of ways. Well, yeah, because they definitely was diligent and all. And I realized that this is not satisfying. I told her, I would rather go back, work for an organization or a ministry where I'm not paid than going in a bank and I'm never happy. And I'm glad that today we are able to work for children. For me, that's a passion I love. And the teachers, and thank God now, even for the position I'm holding, is giving me allowance to minister more, because we minister to children, minister to parents, we're able to minister to the staff of the school and the community as a few international academy around. And for me, that one I can go back and sleep and know, yes, God, I know I have served you.
Yeah, Mama. Now somebody's watching it saying, I have a local. You get that big job and you're like, I'm still not satisfied.
Yeah.
But I really thank God for your hearts towards his ministry and towards his work, that your satisfaction actually comes from serving him. And he has always provided, because like the word says, seek him first and the rest will be really added unto you. And I really, really, really love that. So where was your reception?
Oh, our reception was
behind American Embassy.
American Embassy. That's you're familiar with this area?
Yeah.
Behind American Embassy,
I remember
the Africa Gardens. Pearl of Africa Gardens.
Oh.
It's actually a school, but they have gardens on the side.
Oh, any highlights from the reception?
The reception. Amazing. We are told. We lost count of the people that turned up.
About 1,000.
Yeah.
1,000.
Guys ate dinner.
They ate
Dinner. And then ate. The Muslims call it what? A chencha in the morning.
Are you for real?
Guys ate. You know how you eat around 7, 8, the dinner. Then they ate midnight. They were able to still eat again.
So what happens is the parents
and party all the way.
That was
the parents now.
How many people?
Our parents happen to work in a community where there are many people, many friends. When we gave them our guest list, they said there are few people. They instead shifted to a Pearl of Africa Gardens. And now they hosted the whole 1,000 people.
My mother works in the market, Owino market, and I had partly belonged and did some work. So the guys were familiar.
So they came.
So they came in large numbers.
And also we had so many friends.
We kept giving out cakes for groups and groups. The ones we were mentioning. I mean, in the fellowship, my friend, we had lots of youth. All since we gave a cake for youth group.
People.
Their youth group at church, he had again. And at first I think that's still exciting, that
I know.
we still could remember all the places where we've come from, and realize what God has done. All since also had a cake as just staff, because I'd worked there as a staff. So and for me that's amazing. That's still amazing.
This was a winner. You know, many churches, many people, I don't know, but many ministries. Me, I am just thankful to Chisugu that when you minister there, you're given free reception, and then you do not pay for church fee. They actually cater for lack of food. You can work out something amongst you to make the marriage stand. There's no sin that is bigger. All sin is equal. Even though you find your spouse actually kissing another wife, but you made a vow, stick there. Why? Because God called us for this ministry, and He knew you're the one who would handle it. Yes, so stick in there. Don't rush to divorce, but you can make up and stay.
Thank you, Catherine. Don't scare her heart somewhere there. Thank you, Catherine. I'm so happy to have you on the show. Patrick, please, your parting shots and we close.
It's amazing. My parting shots will go to the gentlemen out there. I love men. I am a minister of men. That's another thing I do with Christian Men's Network. I need to encourage you that men, do not be scared of amounts. Men, we like figures. So you start counting. Don't be scared by anything, because it's possible. Be determined, be courageous. The lion in you has to come out, and these are the moments. Men, let's not wait for, I don't have that money to do a flashy wedding. All you need to do is to trust God. I trusted God. You've heard our story, and then God has kept bringing even greater things. All I can encourage you as a man, work well with that, your fiancé, or that person that is in the pipeline. And even later when you get married, stay close with your wife. I do things with my wife, and then God has kept moving us. Today we have a catering business, and I'm amazed that it's my wife who manages it. And so, man, I also need to encourage you that don't say that akasente kachichala. You give some money to your wife. Let her also enjoy that you do together. Yes.
Kavuma has put it so well. Give your wife some money. Well, dear viewer, it's a great pleasure to know that you're following us. We had the Kavumas on the show, and I know you enjoyed every bit of it. I will come back next Sunday, same time, same place. The Lord loves you so very much. But before we sign out, we will leave you with the counselor's tip. Oh, before you say I do, I love you from the deepest part of my heart. It is a good day.